Ligwe kaleje gibia muchegi noa ligwe namo bineligwe eze kaleze gibia emuchegi noa I want to give somebody a gift immediately. Now, while you're looking at me in 2 minutes, I will just change you. While you're looking at me, Kennedy, I can't see myself. Someone should tell that body I'm not seeing myself, and I don't want to be upset. I want to give you a gift in 2 minutes. There is no royal human being. There's no royal person who doesn't understand it. Royalty doesn't come by chance. It's a school. Try and listen to me. Royalty doesn't come by chance. Just like I'm trying to call you to come on television. Should I call you? Royalty doesn't come. No, it doesn't come by chance. It's only idiots that look for it by chance, and they will never be kings. The courses I have here is going to blow you. Looking at me, all. They are gate of transformation because the deceiver is a liar. Now, if you want to know how much you are, your value, you should know the percentage of God in you that cannot be distracted. Listen, if you ask me to interpret you, I will tell you how much of you that look at the wrong place. Any part of a man that look at the wrong place is lost. And the principal reason for delay is looking at the wrong place. The principal reason for devaluation. Some people don't even know that. Please let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. If you don't know where to look at, why then all your life you have been looking at the wrong place? And my question is, why wouldn't somebody who look at the wrong place die? Why would he be poor? He's lost. And then suddenly, people who are valueless start giving you advice. You look at your mother. You can interpret where your mother is looking at. And you're taking advice from her. You look at your father, you look at your auntie, and you're not sure of where they are looking at. And you're sitting down with them because you want them to kill you. Very early in my life, I started fighting with people that want to kill me. Kill me without taking responsibility. Somebody doesn't know his left from his right and he's giving you advice. Let me make it simple. We don't discuss this thing except we are gods. What I'm about to tell you, we don't discuss it except in the realm of gods. Hear this. Have you ever asked the difference between Joseph and Jesus? Between all the women that didn't lose their name and all who are sleeping at the dust of the earth, nothing is more shameful on earth like sleeping on the dust of the earth. If you look at the Igbo land and our families, we all came from where men sleep in the dust of the earth because they died away. They died away. There are two kinds of people. There are people that when they die, because they are not immortal, but they were visionaries, like Joseph. Joseph was not immortal. He didn't attend to immortality. He didn't want immortality. But he was in charge of himself for all his life to an extent. In 37, please listen. Listen to me. Pastors are deceiving us. They are trying to tell us to be holy. We cannot be holy when we are not in charge of ourselves. You're looking at somebody who is not in charge of himself. You're trying to be holy. You're going to produce a hypocrite. Now, people who are in charge of themselves, let me tell you what is called holiness. Allowing what you are living for to take over your life. Some people say, you're preaching immortality. When we die, I said, you can die. That you choose to die does not mean that death is God's will. Excuse me. It is the part of a man that he is not in charge of that can be buried. Yes. If you are here and you duplicated yourself in children, that part of you that gave birth is not for God. You have not protected it. And that moment you're following your children to school is an unprotected moment. That moment you're carrying children to school. It's an unprotected moment. It's a moment you have already dedicated to the angel of death. They don't teach you that. That is why if sickness want to come to you, he comes from that area. Because that is the area that is open. It's unprotected area now. Let me make it simple. Now, the best in the Bible is Joseph and Jesus. Pay attention. I want to use the other like Esther. I'm going to talk something about firmness. Excuse me. Have you ever asked yourself what the girl Esther was seeing that made her to say, I will break the law of Shushan. I will go and meet the king, which is not according to law. Even if I die, it doesn't matter. It is a statement that is made from royal heart. There's a life the girl has that brought her to the hill of immortality. That she was no longer afraid of death. There was something she saw. There was something she lived for. You don't teach it. Those that see it don't fear to die. Have you ever asked me what I'm seeing that made me not to care about an African girl? Excuse me, have you ever asked yourself what I would have reduced to if I have carried an Igbo girl and that we have lived in the same house for 25 years? And this girl gave back to 5 boys for me. And I'm following her, I'm following the boys. I would not be here by now. Excuse me. Why will my face be like this? If that is my story. I'm asking you a question. I say, if that story is my... this girl I'm talking about, the one at the back, they don't see as I'm talking. She's chasing her child away in the church. Up and down. Even as I'm talking in the church. Now, if that boy is doing nothing to her in the church, you'll be wondering what that boy will be doing to her in the house. And then she has 5 more. And then you want to make her immortal. You want to sway her. Listen. When you see a fool who is walking up and down looking for a job, looking for what to eat, it is because the person has lost part of his life through distraction. So he always look through the window to see what is not available where she is. To see what is not available. Wherever she finds herself, she must be looking at somewhere else. Even if you bring her to heaven, she must be looking through the window of heaven. Do you know why I told you do you know what I said? What I said? Do you know what? Can I tell you why I said what I said? If you look at 37, don't call this in preaching. This is high tech of immortality. If you look at 37 of the book of Genesis, the Bible says from 1 that Joseph brought evil report. Do you know what is called evil report? Who is doing that? I'm not yet teaching on this. Do you know what is called evil report? Evil report are sin that distracted people commit, knowingly and unknowingly. What I mean distracted is people who are not in charge of their life. There is a sin they commit. Those sins are established on the foundation of valuelessness. Now, when people are not in charge of themselves, they become wasters of both their life and the life of others. Maybe you didn't hear what I said. I said when people are not what? They become wasters. They must waste their emotions. They must waste their thoughts. They must carry their legs to wrong direction. Now when they are doing that, they are also busy wasting others. If you give them money, they will use it to do wrong things. I said they will use it. Now they must use money that came into their hand to do wrong things because they are already wasted. And then the idea of that waste is a sign that God is not with them. Why the brothers of Joseph were slaughtering the animals of Jacob in the wilderness was because they were already wasted. Listen, God does not relate with us from prayer. He relates with us with the value of our content. Something that you are saying to God without opening your mouth. Your heart is going to him. Your breath is saying it. Your value is coming before God. It's not an issue of prayer. No. Let me make it clear. When the person that was angry with the brothers of Joseph was the safe part of Joseph, the visionary part of Joseph, the part of Joseph that God was in charge of, the dreamer. Because dream hate wastage. Excuse me. Don't try to share something that is important to you with a waster, whether the waster is your brother or cousin or in-law. including your time. I said, including your time. Don't give a waster your time. Don't give a waster your food. If you don't hear me, nothing good will come out of it. A waster is a devoted agent of darkness. Who doesn't know? Wait. Because if you are indulging with a waster, it can only be possible if you are wasted. I say it can only be. No, it can only be possible. If you are preserved by vision, there are people you can't sit down with. There are things you don't discuss. Because your visionary life runs on time. So Joseph told his brothers, we can't waste the resources of Jacob. And then he came back. That idea was born by vision. He came back and told them, I have a dream. He dreamed 2 times. They sold him. Excuse me, selling Joseph does not kill dream. Excuse me, how can you joke with a man who is living in a way for a reason? How do you joke with a woman who is living in a way for a reason? She knows the reason, and her lifestyle is propelled by that reason. She's already immortal. She can make a mistake. That does not mean that she's out of the path. Wait. The part of Joseph that was not dedicated to God completely was what gave him an Egyptian wife. It is only a distracted man that can marry. Don't forget that part of you that is desiring a husband or a wife, God is not in charge of it. It's your human part. And it is a part that God cannot protect. You don't make that part immortal. God will not protect the part you use in relating with your husband. It doesn't belong to him. It belongs to the man. The man should protect it. Because you gave it to him. Clap your hand. My question is that if he doesn't have capacity to protect it, how will you get protected? So that moment you're sharing with him is a moment you kept God outside. Don't forget that when you wed a man and put ring on the man, and the man put back on you, you're saying that the man is your own, and you are belong to him. That means 2 of you doesn't belong to God, you belong to yourselves. You don't interpret Bible that way. You don't interpret Bible. You don't, excuse me, you don't interpret Bible. You don't interpret Bible that way. So you don't want. Why I'm talking about what this night said is why evil, like poverty, like death is still reigning. Wait. In 50, 24, 25, and 26 of the book of Genesis, Joseph said, I die, because he knew he will die. He knew. He knew that some part of him cannot be protected by God. And then he knew that death will come after that part. Jesus said, you will kill me, and then I have power over my life. In 10, 17, and 18 of the book of John, I have power over my life to lay it down. And who told him? When you are on 360, 100, how do God go out of like this? 100. How do God go out? Not one part of you has been given to any human being. And how do you die? How? No part. Nobody calls you on phone. No child asks you for money. You don't do school run. You're just like this to God. How do you die? How do you die? You don't look for money to eat food, to buy clothes for a woman. You don't go to your village to go and bury people who kill themselves. How do you get poor? How do you get poor? The distracted part of every man belongs to the devil. Kennedy call it like that. That's what you call what I've shared. The distracted part of every man belongs to Satan. Satan knows that God will not care about you if he distracts you. He knows. So he distracts a man to take away God. That is why there is something I said here. I'm going to say one more thing before you sit down. On this, the fallen earth is serpentine in nature. The fallen earth is serpentine in nature. The fallen earth is serpentine. The fallen earth is serpentine in nature. When you hear serpentine, it means that if you are on earth and you are living on earth, you will always meet the serpent. I said, if you are where? On earth, and you came from the earth and you were born by a woman, you will always meet snake. Why? Because the earth is shaped by the serpent. I would like you to write down your paper. All the manifestation, the great manifestations of the earth are serpentine manifestations. The great manifestations of the earth are serpentine manifestations. Now, what I want you to look at me to do, I will like you to know that anytime you dig the earth, you're digging a snake. Whenever you dig the earth, you're digging a snake. If you go to a village and that village is not developed, or you go to a town and there is no main road in that town, all who came from that village are held by the snake. They are held by the snake. 95% of activities that go on earth are supported, they originate from the snake, and they are supported by the snake. I give you a gift. I give you a gift now. I give you a gift. Why the church is not progressing is because the church is leaning on gift that actually have origin from the snake to prosper. We call it magic. It's magic. are using gift. Whether it is the gift of singing, or gift of prophecy, or gift of healing, or gift of miracle, they are all